Today we are going to be talking about every single DLC that has ever released in a 2K game and comparing it to WWE 2K24 to find out if this really is the worst set of DLC ever released in the franchise. Welcome to the Pro Wrestling Shoot. I am Jesse. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on all notifications so you don't miss another 2K drop just like this one. You got the NWO pack, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Macho Man Randy Savage, Six, Kurt Hennig, Scott Steiner, and the free edition of the Giant. Going into DLC number 2, you got WWE Superstars and Moves pack, which gave you Fandango, Big E Langston, Brie Bella, Nikki Bella, and the free edition of Summer Rae, and more than 30 new moves and taunts added to the game. DLC 3 pack showed us WWE Legends and Creations pack, which gave us Bruno Sammartino, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, Ravishing Rick Rude, Jake the Snake Roberts, and the free edition of Virgil, and 14 new superstar heads and models to utilize in Custom Superstar, which was a different edition. They gave us new superstar heads and models to utilize within the game. Kind of a nice touch. Good way to start it out on WWE 2K14. Let's compare it to 15. WWE 2K15 actually introduced some showcase DLC, which was different than what we were used to seeing in the SmackDown vs. Raw series and even the first game in WWE 2K14. So in WWE 2K15, you get the 2K Showcase One More Match, which is a story focused on the rivalry between WWE superstars Randy Orton and Christian in 2011. You also got playable WWE superstars Christian, Randy Orton, Edge, Mark Henry, and Sheamus. I'm assuming those were alternate attires. I can't really remember. Playable arenas from 2011 were SmackDown, Extreme Rules, Over the Limit, and Capital Punishment. The second 2K Showcase was the Hall of Pain, which was a story focus on top matches from WWE superstar Mark Henry. You had playable WWE superstars Mark Henry, Big Show, Kane, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Sheamus, The Great Khali, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, and Ryback. The playable arenas were SmackDown 2011, Vengeance 2011, and WrestleMania 29. The third showcase pack that we got was The Path of the Warrior, which was a story focused on the career of WWE Hall of Famer Ultimate Warrior, playable WWE Hall of Famers, The Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, and Sergeant Slaughter. The playable WWE Legends, Honky Tonk Man, Rick Rude, Macho King, and Colonel Mustafa. Also more playable WWE superstars in Undertaker and Hunter Hearst Helmsley. You also had access to WWE Hall of Fame ring announcer Howard Finkel and WWE managers Jimmy Hart, Bobby Heenan, Paul Bearer, Sherry, Sid Justice, and General Adnan. You had 3 playable WrestleMania arenas, 3 playable SummerSlam arenas, as well as Saturday night's main event in Madison Square Garden. You had the NXT Arrival pack that had playable NXT superstars and regular superstars JBL, Adam Rose, and the Ascension, Connor and Victor. You had a playable NXT Diva, Emma. The second pack was a new moves pack, which introduced 30 more moves and taunts to your game, which was kind of a nice touch considering we only get superstars in today's DLC. The third pack was the WCW pack, and you had playable WCW superstars Fit Finlay, Lord Steven Regal, Bam Bam Bigelow, Diamond Dallas Page, and Lex Luger. And the fourth pack was everybody's favorite person in the world, Hulk Hogan pack. We get the Hogan pack, you get NWO Hogan, and you get red and yellow Hogan, as well as a Sting pack that dropped that you got WCW Crow Sting, and then you had Surfer Sting. And if you bought the season pass, you would have exclusive access to Paige, which was new to the WWE roster at the time. So let's move on to WWE 2K16. WWE 2K16 kind of followed up from WWE 2K15 and added more showcase matches within their DLC. So it wasn't just superstars, it wasn't just arenas, it wasn't even just move packs. They were continuing to give us add-ons for the showcase at the time, which honestly kind of wish they would do today. It seems a little bland and just getting superstar rosters, no updates to a My Rise maybe, or even an update to the 40 years of WrestleMania. I figured that we would have gotten 40 years of WrestleMania updates to get a little more matches added in to that mode itself, but I mean, who's really caring anyway? That mode was super long and boring. The first pack for WWE 2K16 is a Legends pack, playable WWE Legends Big Boss Man, Dusty Rhodes, Lita, Mr. Perfect, Rowdy Roddy Piper, and Trish Stratus. Are we seeing history repeat itself right now? That is 2 packs that we got Dusty Rhodes in as a downloadable character. And to have somebody like Lita, who has been a part of the WWE roster for so long, be a downloadable content, I just feel, are we dropping the ball here? We got a new moves pack, which also introduced 30 new moves and taunts. Kind of seeing a theme here. I like it. I like new moves. I think that the taunts and moves are a great add-on, especially for creation. If you're downloading from community creations, new moves, new taunts, something that you're going to need to add to your creation. So I like it. I like it. I wish we would go back to the moves packs. The third pack, you got the Future Stars pack, which was playable NXT superstars Samoa Joe, Diego, Fernando, and Blake and Murphy. So we did get 5 stars added with the Future Stars pack. Samoa Joe, I do remember in 2K16, I was pretty excited to get Samoa Joe in my WWE game, so good add-on. And your 2015 Hall of Fame Showcase Mode playable matches included Macho Man Randy Savage versus Jake the Snake Roberts, Rikishi versus The Rock, Alundra Blaze versus Paige, Larry Zbyszko and Arn Anderson versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Dusty Rhodes, Fujinami versus Ric Flair, the Bushwhackers versus the Natural Disasters, and the Outsiders versus Harlem Heat, Booker T, and Stevie Ray. To be honest, I completely forgot Stevie Ray was actually in this game. That's kind of rad. WWE 2K17, we got the Goldberg pack, and I do believe this was a pre-order bonus, and you also got the WCW Nitro Arena and the Halloween Havoc Arena, so good pre-order bonuses for that. The first DLC pack was the NXT Enhancement pack, which gave players the opportunity to play as Apollo Crews, Nia Jax, and Shinsuke Nakamura, and 50% more points at the NXT level in my career. The second pack was a Legends pack, and it gave us WWE Legends Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Eddie Guerrero, Greg the Hammer Valentine, and Psycho Sid, as well as Tatanka. This is kind of what I'm talking about. Eddie Guerrero as a DLC pack. I mean, he's been in so many WWE games. It's like they take certain legends out of WWE games, and then they give it to us again next year, but you just have to pay for it. Extra money for something we already had. The third pack was the Future Stars pack. Gave us Austin Aries, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Mojo Rawley, and Ty Dillinger. Once again, in WWE 2K17, they introduced more showcase matches that we got as DLC and not just wrestlers. So 3 packs for wrestlers seem to be the regular at this point going into WWE 2K17, as well as arenas, move packs, and add-ons to your showcase mode. Moving on to WWE 2K18, let's check it out. WWE offered the NXT Generation DLC pack that featured Aleister Black, Drew McIntyre, Elias, Lars Sullivan, and Ruby Riott. We also got the Enduring Icons DLC pack that featured the Hardy Boys and WWE Hall of Famers Beth Phoenix and the Rock and Roll Express. And then we had the Batista, RVD, and Retro Cena pack, which kind of speaks for itself on what you get there. You get Batista, RVD, and 2 retro John Cenas. As well, you got the ECW One Night Stand 2006 arena and WrestleMania 26 arena. And if you pre-ordered WWE 2K18, you got the Kurt Angle pack, which gave us 2 versions of Kurt Angle. One with hair, one with no hair. As well as a new moves pack that did not give us 30 new moves this time. They gave us less, but it was a part of the DLC lineup, and that's pretty much it for 2K18. They did not follow through with the 2K17 plan and give us more showcase matches. I think WWE 2K19 is when we started rolling downhill when it comes to DLC. Let's take a look at this DLC pack. Give me your thoughts in the comments. The first pack that was offered to us in WWE 2K19 was the Rising Stars DLC, which included Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Lacey Evans, Lio Rush, Maria Kanellis, Mike Kanellis, and Ricochet. We got the Tyson's DLC pack, which featured WWE and NXT superstars Bobby Lashley, EC3, and the War Raiders, Rowe and Hanson. The third pack introduced the Woo Edition pack, which gave us Dusty Rhodes, Randy Savage, Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat 87, Roddy Piper, and The Undertaker 02. If you pre-ordered the game, you ended up getting Rey Mysterio and Ronda Rousey included in the game, as well as over 50 new moves within the DLC lineup this year. But 3 packs, no showcase, no arenas. Kind of going downhill with this one. I don't think you're ready for the chaos that's about to come within WWE 2K20, but here we are. WWE 2K20 introduced 2K Originals within the DLC pack, which I don't think anybody wanted or asked for, but if they did, you got them. In this DLC pack, Bump in the Night, WWE 2K20 Originals Bump in the Night was a pre-order pack. This included playable characters Demon King Finn Balor, Fed Up Sheamus, Franken Strowman, Pilgrim Rusev, The Fiend Bray Wyatt. He got to keep his original. He's kind of scary as it is. The Swamp Father Bray Wyatt, Unleashed Randy Orton, Wicked Aleister Black, Zombie Cesaro, Zombie Cassius Ohno, Zombie Robert Roode, Zombie Sami Zayn, and Zombie Sasha Banks. Who asked for this? Who was it? Who wanted this in their wrestling game? And it didn't stop there with the Bump in the Night 2K Originals, because we ended up getting 3 more packs of the 2K Originals. Way too many to list. So you did get a lot of content when it comes to your downloadable packs, but at the same time, they're kind of running out of ideas at this point, it seemed like. If you got the deluxe edition, you did get the inclusion of China, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Mankind, and The Rock $500 t-shirt within WWE 2K20, but you probably didn't play that game long enough to enjoy any of this stuff, because I know for myself, I only kept that in my console for about 2 weeks. This game was gone. Now we're moving on to WWE 2K22, where we started introducing a lot more wrestler packs, but WWE 2K did end up giving us some free inclusions to the game, which were surprise additions to the game and the fan base. The first pack we got from WWE 2K22 was the Bonsai Pack, Omos, Rikishi, Umaga, and Yokozuna. The second pack we got was WWE 2K22's Most Wanted Pack that gave us the Boogeyman, Cactus Jack, Ilya Dragunov, Indy Hartwell, and Vader. The third pack was the Stand Back Pack that gave us A-Kid, Stacy Keibler, the Hurricane, and Wes Lee, which also gave us bonus My Faction cards, because, you know, this was the first year that mode came, and the rest is history. This pack was also supposed to include Nash Carter, but some stuff happened behind the scenes, and well, yeah, WWE was quick to remove him from this video game. The fourth pack that we got was the Clownin' Around pack that introduced British Bulldog, Doink the Clown, Dewdrop, Mr. T, Rick Boogs, and Ronda Rousey. The fifth pack was the Whole Damn Pack that introduced Commander Aziz, LA Knight, Logan Paul, Machine Gun Kelly, Rob Van Dam, Saray, and Xia Li. So some new inclusions for WWE 2K22, and they were doing better. So this is a step, I guess, in the right direction if you're gonna just go with WWE Superstars. But we did get the new updated NXT arena within this that we did not have to pay for. It was completely free. We ended up getting some new move packs within these packs. So I guess it's a positive. Which then brings us to the WWE 2K23 list from the season past, the great old 2K23 days. This DLC list made a lot of people mad. A lot of people mad. The first pack that we got for WWE 2K23 was the Steiner Row pack. You got Ashante the Adonis, you got B-Fab, Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner, and Top Dollar. Don't forget, we ended up later getting Big Papa Pump in My Faction, and it was just My Faction. Could not use him anywhere else. Very, very frustrating. But we have Persona cards now that you can spend $1,000 on. DLC pack number 2 was the Pretty Sweet pack. You had Elton Prince, Carl Anderson, Kit Wilson, Luke Gallows, and Tiffany Stratton. DLC pack number 3 was the Race to NXT pack. You had Harley Race, Ivy Nile, Tony D'Angelo, Trick Williams, and Wendy Chu. The fourth DLC pack was the most anticipated DLC of the year, with Blair Davenport, Bray Wyatt, Joe Gacy, Uncle Howdy, Valhalla, and Zeus. I need to mention right now that Uncle Howdy was actually a free addition to the game. We did not have him listed as a part of this DLC pack originally. They just included him into the pack later on, which was awesome by 2K, and I was really stoked to get Uncle Howdy in the game alongside Bray Wyatt. The final DLC pack that we waited all year for last year was the Bad News U pack. You got Andre Chase, Damon Kemp, Eve Torres, Nathan Frazier, and Wade Barrett. But it wasn't the Bad News Barrett, so I don't know why they called this the Bad News pack. This was the Wade Barrett that came out with the flower on his shirt. If you pre-order the game, you got Bad Bunny. If you got the Ruthless Aggression pack and the Ruthless Aggression edition of the game, you would get Brock Lesnar 01, Leviathan, which is Batista, Randy Orton 02, and the Prototype, which is John Cena. Brings us to the main event, WWE 2K24. What do you get? If you pre-order WWE 2K24, you got the Nightmare Family pre-order pack, which was Cody Rhodes Elite, My Faction Persona card, which was a Mattel figure. You got Cody Rhodes Undashing, you got Dusty Rhodes, you got Stardust, and you got Superstar Billy Graham. And if you purchased the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition, you got the updated WrestleMania 40 arena, as well as Charlotte Flair 17, Macho King Randy Savage, Rey Mysterio 06, Rhea Ripley 2020, Triple H 14. If you got the top tier edition or the deluxe edition, you also get Bianca Belair 17 and Rhea Ripley 17. Kicking it off with the DLC number 1, you got the ECW Punk pack, which in my opinion is probably the greatest pack that we have seen in a DLC in quite some time. Really excited about this pack, still enjoying it to this day. Out of all the packs that we've talked about tonight from previous games, I feel like this pack just kills it. You get Bubba Ray Dudley, you get CM Punk, Devon Dudley, Sandman, and Terry Funk. Plus, they gave us new additions that were not included with the pack on paper. You got a new barbed wire baseball bat. You ended up getting a door in replace of a table. You ended up getting a light tube, which, have you ever seen anybody use a light tube in WWE? Crazy. I love it. The next DLC pack number 2, was the Post Malone and Friends pack, which wasn't received very well. It was not received very well, but I was really excited that we ended up getting Mosh and Thrasher of the Headbangers. You do get Honky Tonk Man, Jimmy Hart, Sensational Sherry, and the headliner of the pack, Post Malone, of course. And that brings us to the new DLC pack that is releasing in less than 2 weeks that everybody is excited about. Probably the most controversial pack to release in a WWE game. You get the Pat McAfee and Friends pack, which will include AJ Hawk, Boston Connor, Darius Butler, Pat McAfee, and Ty Schmidt, which, to be honest, I was really excited to get Pat McAfee in a game finally, but it comes with all these guys and, nobody really cares about it. I do expect them to give us new weapons, give us something as a surprise. We'll just have to wait until it comes out and see what actually happens. The 4th DLC pack you get is Global Superstars pack. You get Carlito, Dragon Lee, Jade Cargill, Kairi Sane, Lyra Valkyria, Michelle McCool, and Nia Jax. But the problem with this one is the Pat McAfee pack comes out in July. We don't get the next pack until September. That's quite the wait. You got to wait 2 months for this pack. That's a long wait. I think they're cooking up something. I hope they're cooking up something. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. They're cooking up something. The 5th and final DLC pack that you also have to wait 2 months until release is the WCW pack. And, I'm really excited about this pack because we get one superstar that I've never seen in this game. And if I have seen him in the game, I can't remember. But the Great Muta. We get the Great Muta. We get the Green Mist. We get the whole shebang. I can't wait to use the Great Muta in WWE 2K24. But the rest that come with this pack, you get DDP, Lex Luger, Mr. Perfect, and the Iron Sheik, along with the Great Muta. This is kind of what I'm talking about. They do a lot of repeats in these DLCs. We've had Mr. Perfect. We've had Lex Luger. We've had the Iron Sheik. We've had a lot of these guys all throughout the years in the game. They just remove them and then pop them with a DLC tag and give you another reason to buy them back into your game. I would like to see some new inclusions added to WWE 2K games later on down the line. People that we've never seen in these games before. I get it. It comes with contracts and licensing. There's a whole thing going on, whatever the case is. But man, the DLC really lacks. If that's the case, give us new arenas. Give us new move packs. What do you guys think is the worst DLC pack to date that they have released to us? If I'm putting my money on anything, I'm saying 2K20 was probably the worst. I understand we get the Pat McAfee pack, and a lot of people are upset about that, but this DLC lineup, to me, is probably some of the best if you're just including superstars, and they're giving us new moves, they're giving us new weapons. They might throw us arenas, who knows, but as far as the best DLC that I would say as a whole, I'd probably have to go with one of the older ones where you got the showcase mode matches, you got the superstar packs, you got new move packs, and you got arenas all in one DLC roundup. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Let me know in the comments what you think is the worst DLC pack ever to release on a 2K game, and we'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.